at least. That's what they've got going for them.
All right. Well, we do have Michael on that Earth Spirit. We've seen him do some incredible saves in the past, specifically when they've usually had a Legion commander. But I'm also very excited because we have a Leo style Shadow Fiend, and he is an excellent player on this particular hero.
Yeah, normally Shadow Fiend, I kind of like him in this lineup a little bit in the sense that normally one of the issues with Shadow Fiend is he's semi easily pressurable and he can be a bit finicky into the mid game. But for their lineup between like Phoenix Egg and Batrider, Last Wing People, and Haunt going on, I think there's like enough other distractions and Earthshaker as well to cover him that he should be a little bit more able to stay alive just casting spells. But the downside though is there's a lot of gap close from the Infamous side, and that might be a little bit tough for them to stay alive for this. Had to use Boulder here. Boulder Smash to end up staying alive.
Yeah, I don't think they're able to get any of these kills. Came very close, though. They really wanted to fight for that rune.
Yeah. It's worth it. Free gold, lots of harassment potential. A really good start for Thunder Predator there. Going to force themselves out on the enemy side.
So this is really interesting to me because I know Tomo seemed not so happy to hear that Faker's not playing the Nature's Prophet, but honestly, I have seen Faker just do so much work with the Ember Spirit, actually more honestly in the games that I've cast, where I actually like to see him on this hero a little bit more honestly.
Oh god, they're all gone.
Oh no, the team house internet. Oh
ooh, this
no.
is scary. Okay.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Maybe it's just a quick outage. Maybe somebody tripped over a cord. That can happen sometimes.
I guess so. Yeah. It's got to be a whole power outage for the house most likely, or yeah, something like that. Anyways.
No, because sometimes it's happened to Thunder Predator before where they just have like a little hiccup or something and then they come right back.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm not saying it's like permanent, but surely they all lost it at the same time. I Prophet Core is definitely really effective for sure, and can be really good at tempoing games, but they needed a little bit more protection, I guess. That's not necessarily true. Lifestealer is okay against Batrider, so he's not too worried. But maybe they just didn't like the matchups as much if they play Prophet. Also, there's already a Batrider. There's an Earthshaker, there's a Spectre. They already have a lot of counters to the Coordination's Prophet that might be a little bit too dangerous to deal with otherwise. So I think it's fine to shift it to 5. It's basically Prophet's been successful in every single lane and matchup that he's been playing in most of the games we watch. So it seems completely fine to leave him in the swapped lanes. I really liked what Ember Spirit did just now in the mid lane actually. And who knows, maybe this was partially a disconnect, but he right-clicked Shadow Fiend so much that Shadow Fiend can't even get a range raise off on that range creep now, like, which is kind of a cool little thing to do, just to like start your lane in a good place. Obviously, Ember might also miss some last hits now due to this, but it's kind of like a cool little move that he may have done while disconnected completely from the game. So maybe I'm praising nothing.
I really like the fact that Thunder Predator has started this off extremely aggressive, over in the bottom lane at least, and they really, went toe-to-toe with Infamous. Usually you don't really want to take that much harass on your safe lane core and have to go through all of your regens super fast, but they went for the fight. They got both of them pretty low, and it feels like they're a little bit more reluctant to come too close. I know Michael's over there facing with MJZ, but I like that. But then also, like you mentioned, in the mid lane, that was his butt. Yep, that was Phoenix's butt.
Phoenix's butt, yeah.
But over in the mid lane too, like you said, like Faker, these two, again, I consider them probably the two best top with the 3, Chris Luck included, the best mid players. So they know these matchups very, very well. I'm sure they scrim against each other. I'm sure they meet each other in pubs. So it'll be interesting to see how much each one of them has each other's number. Again, it could have just been because they were lagging out. Maybe that's why he's just running at Leo style and just clicking. But it is a neat thing to consider.
He's done some very good trading considering Shadow Fiend getting beat up there in the mid lane. I really hope they come back, I gotta say. Losing 5 players like this would be a bit of a painful thing, but we should have a lot of pause time left. So
yeah,
there is hope.
There's definitely hope. I don't know, because the standings too are a bit weird right now, in terms of how many games each one has to win to avoid having the tiebreaker scenario too. So have to see what ends up happening for sure. But Did you? I like the story that Mr. Avo Plus was telling on the panel. Did you catch that about what is it? Was it Minos? Minos was the one that was just. Or was it MJZ?
I think I missed it.
Oh, you missed
What
it.
was the
Oh, well,
story?
one of the players like is super like just minds on Dota all the time, nonstop.
Yeah.
And so he'll be like helping to. Oh, that's a good sign.
Hey.
They'll be helping to make dinner or something, or he'll just be sweeping, and he'll just stop and he'll be like, I really think that we should draft Dazzle. Dazzle seems like a really good pick here, and then just go back to be like, oh, gotta add the the tomatoes back to the pot or this or that. Do you have like back when you were, I'm sorry, just like reading everything that's coming up here too. That's but when you were on Zephyr, did you have people doing that like all the time where you were just
I mean, if you're in a team house scenario, you're basically surrounded by people that understand Dota at a really high level. So, and some of the inspiration does come from moments like that, where you're just sitting doing something mindless and thinking about Dota like that. So, absolutely, like it definitely can be, can kind of come in moments like that. Discussion is kind of the most fun part about being on a team, is like discovering strats together and bouncing them off each other and arguing about whether something's good or not. That's always a really good time. Unless you lose all the time, then it's not so fun. Because then it's kind of like, oh, here's another idea, it didn't work. Here's another idea, it didn't work. Here's another idea, and then you're like, oh, I guess we're just bad. Oh, whoops. Well, we discovered something.
That's got to be so much fun, because then you can just, I come from more of like a musical theater opera background, and when you're surrounded by, all your peers, you can just break out in the song randomly and everybody just kind of joins in. But I imagine that must be similar to, the team house
that doesn't sound anything
just...
like gamer team house situation. Break out in
No,
song.
not that you all would be singing. That's not what I mean. I just mean like you're around like-minded people, right? And so if something just randomly triggers in your brain, you can just come out with it, and they're not going to look at you like, oh my god, where did that come from? They're just like, yeah, why didn't we think about that before, sort of feel,
Okay, yeah, all right, I think I understand. It's hard for me to wrap my brain. It's hard for me to wrap my brain around like, oh, we just all start singing together, having a great time. It's like, it's very out of the realm of possibilities for me. Not that I don't like music a lot, but
well,
yes, especially because most Dota players are pretty awkward too. So just like imagining that, like, can you imagine like Team EG just like breaking out into song?
I would love that. Can we get Dan to like write a skit where everybody just breaks out into song? I bet Slacks would do it, right? Slacks would so be on board.
It's hard enough to get them to even participate in skits, let alone sing on camera. I mean,
I'd be really surprised. Then, right? Maybe the talent will do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not signing up for that one. I'll criticize everybody after if needed, but that's about all I can contribute, I think. I can tell people if they're off key or if their beat is bad.
Can you tell if people are off key?
A little bit, yeah. I have some musical background.
A little bit. Oh, you have musical background. Okay, story time. Tell me. We're still waiting here for live stealing.
I'm a percussionist from
There's
5th
no way
grade
you're a
till
percussionist.
the end of high school.
No way.
Oh, I'm fucking offended. How can you say that?
You don't have the personality of a percussionist at all.
What is the personality of a percussionist?
They're like crazy party people. All right, everybody's back.
There's probably a very different stereotype for musicians in the setting of college versus grade in high school, which is basically what I was saying.
No, we'll have this discussion another time. There's a whole.
You know who decided that I was a
theory on
percussionist? Some teacher when I was in the 5th grade was like, I think you'd be good at percussion. And I was like, okay. And then I just kept doing it. This had nothing to do with like personality types.
That just is so bizarre to me. Absolutely bizarre. Michael pulling a little bit of the creep wave here. He might actually. Do they have another spirit? No, they're out of spirits. He's burning down though. There it is.
He's got to attack like twice.
Yeah, very close. All right. Well, everyone's back in. We've got a couple waves being pulled. Pretty standard stuff. And Leo Style, a little bit ahead here in terms of CS, 7-1. But Faker hot on his heels. So, very evenly matched in the mid lane.
I like that taunt. It is nice.
Just because he's cutting up beat? Like, I don't...
No, just the sound.
Oh,
the notes, they're pleasant to hear. It's a nice little jingle, you know. I know
It
a lot of
appeals
things
to your
about music.
percussionist sense.
I can read music a little if it's between most of the lines. Once it goes like above or below most of the lines, then I'm like, all right, I have no fucking idea which one that is. But at least I used to be able to.
So no alto or tenor clef for you. Top lane though, Excel,
I
he's got
barely know
so
what
many
those mean.
stacks of sticky on him. He should get taken down first. He's gonna be the first blood, and now Pacasta slowly chipping away over here. Matthew, one more hit should do the trick, but oh, he broke the ankles, and now we've got 5 stacks of sticky over here on Pacasta. He's gonna be really careful right now. Frank luckily out of the Firefly, but that was very, very suspect here. Nothing like 7 stacks of sticky.
Yeah. That's pretty good. A very slow first blood here. How's Spectre doing? 12 last hits versus 8 last hits of Darkseer, so that's going pretty well. Very good for them. I think he gets a little bit more worried in the next couple of levels, though. Between like Vacuum and level 3s, the pressure is definitely potential to be a lot higher here, so he's got to be careful pretty soon. Mid lane trending a little bit towards Shadow Fiend now, and here comes the pressure.
Got the Icarus dive though. Michael's taking a decent chunk of damage. Only has that Fairy Fire left, so has to be a little bit careful. Courier is coming down, I imagine, with more items for him. Perhaps a bit too early on that aggression. Oh, he's got a bottle. Bottle coming in and boots, so be able to share if they need to. Bless you.
The stream didn't hear that. Don't out me.
Okay, yeah, no, that was me, guys. Just talking to myself. But
just if you felt like saying bless you randomly.
Yeah. You know, I'm very no, I can't even say that. Never mind.
I don't want anybody to know that I sneezed sometimes.
Still having trouble here with the connection for Pakaz. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, at least only one guy dropped though.
That's true. It wasn't the entirety. There have been trouble in the past, unfortunately, where I know Thunder Predator had a lot of issues where they actually got DDoSed during one of the qualifiers, and they had to go to a different internet cafe. They had to shuffle around quite a bit. It was a nightmare. It's for very long pauses.
That was the scariest thing I thought of when all 5 DC'd. I was like, man, if their internet actually dies and they have to go to different places. It's like, if it's like one guy, it's not that big of a deal. You could be like, oh, I need to go to a friend's house and play there. But 5 people, like, who's got that space, you know?
Well, they do have a lot of internet cafes down in Peru, but you have to remember it's COVID time too, so they don't really have those options left, which can be very scary. So Paka's probably not playing on the best of ping right now, but doing the best that he can. And I'd say, you know, 15 and 9 first DS, he's all right. Bottle being delivered, a fissure comes out.
Shadow Fiend fighting.
Trying to get away. The roll doesn't connect though, and Matthew's here. Faker needs to be careful. Has the slide. Are they gonna be able to save him long enough? No, he's gonna get taken out by the illusions. And oh my goodness, Michael gets taken down with one of those raises. Leo style god.
Kind of a big mistake by Michael there to miss the rolling boulder, but I guess he expected him to go right instead. So once he gets away like that, misses that boulder, then they just couldn't quite do enough damage. Fairy Fire, the MVP of that fight for sure. But very good for Shadow Fiend.
Very close. Very close. I think with the illusion rune too, I think that did quite a bit. Just in terms of adding a little bit extra damage. Yeah. But it made the difference, like right? If it makes a difference.
Yeah, it could have. I mean, it's like a, what, 60% damage increase effectively. Maybe a little bit less for ranged heroes, but...
5-minute runes the roll. Oh, God. Oh, that was a good chat wheel line.
Yeah.
Oh boy, he's about to take down 2 bowling pins here. My goodness. I don't even know what Phoenix is doing. Phoenix, hello, are you okay?
That is the he's upside down right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's got a flame spirit coming out.
I think that's that brief moment where he does a somersault and now he looks really weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
His little tiny Phoenix babies.
I know that actually made me a little upset to know that he throws his babies at people. Not as, I feel like that's worse though, like, because I know Grimstroke throws his dead wife at you, which seems pretty awful. But these are babies. Like, look at that little guy, little chonky baby over there, just getting chucked at people.
Yeah, but she comes back to him sometimes. She's like a boomerang, so it's fine.
The wife does, not the fire spirits. They die.
Only if his enemies don't kill her. Of course. but she always comes back after the cooldown anyways. It's not a big deal. Totally
That
not
doesn't
weird.
seem like a healthy relationship at all.
Oh, I can almost translate. I have to do
we lost
something
it.
to say
What does he have
something.
to do? ¿Qué pasó? What's?
Could,
Can we open up
what
the
was
chat
last
again?
word? What was the last word?
Tiene que
Caballero.
decir caballero.
I have to say. Decir is to say or to know? No, conocer is to know. Decir is say, to say. So I have to say the chupetines. I don't know what that means in caballero. I can't remember what that means.
Caballero is like it's kind of like it's a person, like a man. I don't know if it's like a cowboy kind of thing. Caballero. I don't know what the other one is. I'm afraid to say some of these sometimes because I know they get very sassy.
I see. It's a lollipop. Is a
Oh, well, that's
chupetin.
not what I was expecting at all.
It's lollipops.
Lollipop
no idea what that
gentleman?
means.
Question mark. I think we're missing some flag. That's so much damage though. MNZ trying to run away. The swoop comes out. They're gonna try to slow them down. Pepita actually very low in the back lines. Pepita's gonna go down to all the fire, but in comes Excel. They'll find the kill on MNZ.
Okay. Not bad. 4 kills, instantly raged.
Yeah, but it's gonna wear off. They're gonna be able to
here.
fissure, hold them into place. They've got the Firefly
Really good
still
done.
going. We'll slow him down a little bit. Matthew's just gonna try to man fight Pakaz, and he's gonna go right back into Frank again. Knows that he doesn't have any spells really left other than the sticky. There's out the taunt. Gonna have the rage up in a second. The knockback again. Not gonna be able to stun him.
He was so ready for that. He played that fight perfectly. Not that it was much of a fight, but the open wounds on the Batrider, that stops most of the damage. Gets rage up once again. Just he was ready to waste their time. A little scary for Spectre down here if he ends up getting dived. They're tanking the tower pretty well with these treants. Iron Shell comes in to push as well. Phoenix rotating over. Try to slow this down a bit. Lowers the attack speed of the catapult there. Try to save some tower damage. Really nicely done.
Oh no.
We have got to be close to 10 minutes here. This has been a lot of pausing, and I feel guilty, but like...
Start with life to his face. He looked real weird like there. Doesn't he?
Yeah.
He looks like...
Yeah, it's like, it changed. It's like different.
Yeah. It's not his usual face.
It's more like animal-like and less like humanoid, you know?
Oh no.
Rough. There it is.
This is not the way that you want to have to play, but them is the rules.
God, especially this early. There's so much you have to do at this stage of the game. Oh,
I guess the
man.
question is who's gonna start microing Pakaz? Because someone has to do it, right? Oh, they want to pause.
Yeah, MJZ asking if they can pause for
Oh,
them.
good guys
but
under Predator. Because they've been under this. They've had the same exact things happen to them before. This is like a South American thing where you have so many connection issues. This is ultimately, though, up to the admin because... I don't know.
I've seen some arguments that say that this is generally... Like, basically, like, it's not... Alright, it's better. I guess if they want to use their pause time, it's fine. Effectively. Because, you know, if they play these guys enough, it's going to come back to bite them later, you know? And they don't want to win based on internet issues anyway, so...
Well, that's what they've said before, is that they take every team... It's just a giant thing of meat in front of his face. They take every team, like, very seriously. They do their research. They want to win honorably, from what I've seen from the interviews. They just... this is, you know, both teams, they want to actually win. They want to be the better team. They don't want to win because of a handicap or some sort of advantage. And that's very admirable, I think. But it is tough, though, when you're in the situation of... disconnects, or you know, there's sometimes, what was it, there was like a natural disaster at one point. I know Brazil had problems with it during one qualifier where like the village was like getting the most rainfall I think ever, and people were dying because of a flood, and the guy disconnected and they couldn't get back in. That's the problem with like some of these online things, which is unfortunate. It's really cool, the fact that we do have the ability to play games from, you know, so many thousands of miles away, but we did run into a different set of problems.
It was very nice that Dota could instantly transition in COVID times. We did lose some tournaments, obviously, most notably ESL LA.
I was so excited for that one. I was gonna go as a fan, Purge. I was gonna be a fan.
Everybody was so excited. Everyone was so excited for that one. It was like a tournament in NA This is the first time in forever. And then boom, massive
Yeah.
worldwide pandemic.
I didn't. I held out so long in trying to cancel like my Airbnb and like my flights and everything. It was like maybe, and then like things started getting real bad, and I was like, oh, this is too scary. No, we have to cancel.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get another land in NA someday. That would be great. That would be
We'll get there
wonderful,
eventually.
but
Maybe next year sometime.
that would be cool. I would love to. Oh man, I want to go get food with everyone. I'm a big foodie.
Yeah.
Definitely like Korean
You know,
barbecue, tacos, all that stuff. Dota.
And realistically, if this tournament, and I wouldn't be surprised if ESL was planning this tournament a long time ahead of time, it's probably called ESL Thailand because they're planning to do an ESL in Thailand, which means we could have been in Thailand right now.
Oh my god, we could have been having Thai food. Yep. Oh, that would have been amazing.
Every day.
Oh my god.
Would have been nice.
That would have been awesome.
Damn bats.
Can you imagine too? Like a lot of these players, like they're from South America. Like that's such a huge flight for like them to go and like go see all these cultures and stuff. And oh man,
but it's true.
I miss traveling, Purge. I like being home. I'm definitely a homebody, but I miss seeing like everyone, and I miss, you know, trying out other people's cultures and all of that fun stuff.
Realistically, though, most of these teams probably wouldn't have been at the actual tournament because there's going to be so many different regions for online stage stuff that these would have been like online qualifiers, which seed into getting a spot at the LAN. Wow, Dota!
Dota's happening. Yeah, look at this though. Like
Matthew
Dukes. Perfect. The rage wears off, and like I think he ends up with like 7 stacks of sticky, but he just backs off, trying to slides. All right, that's enough.
This is the best part. That roll misses. SF Illusion's doing a little bit. Fairy Fire works out nicely. And he finally gets the raise off too. That was such a big double kill.
Like the original fight for the, or actually the 5-minute fight for the round. We saw something very similar during the original. But Pete on the back line, he's just roasting to death, and then Nature's Prophet comes in, and they get themselves a kill. So.
And now we're here.
And now we're looking at Bat Rider, and he's riding a bat. Does it ever bother you sometimes when the heroes are riding mounts that aren't specific to what they're doing, like a Bat Rider riding a Stingray?
I mean, it is a little weird for Bat Rider considering his name is Bat Rider, but no, not really. I don't really care. It's not a big deal. Mounts are cool anyways. This bat, I believe, is from a t-shirt, which I own.
Really?
Sure. Yes, if you could inspect the items on Bat Rider, it should be a genuine item. Our observer has also lost his internet, unfortunately. Okay, he's fine.
He's
yeah, I got that. That's the t-shirt. The genuine dreaded something. This is a TI2 t-shirt, I think. Maybe TI3. I think TI2. I might not have the shirt anymore, but it came with a t-shirt.
Well, that's cool. I didn't know that they had...
Wow, the observer knows TI2.
Oh,
incredible. Look
at that.
Good times.
I don't think I was watching Dota back then. I think I started TI3. TI3 was my first international I ever watched.
It was a good one.
Well, it looks like, unfortunately, we are all out of pause time, so Infamous is going to have to play this match 4v5. What about Sladin?
Oh, he's here.
Oh, snap. Let's go.
All right. That means that for another 30 seconds, they get to play 5 versus 5. Really excited for them here. Before the next disconnect.
You're such a jerk.
I mean, there's been a pattern here, okay? Look, I want to see a 5 versus 5 game, but like, I am not holding out hope that he's just not going to have any issues for the rest of this match. Ooh, that was some good damage.
A lot of damage. A lot of damage
and an arcane range. Didn't even cost him anything. Beautiful.
All right, so get a salve popped over on Faker. Bakaz doing the best that he can here now that he has reconnected. And a little bit of stacks going on over here. So might be able to help Nature's Prophet take those, or of course, you know, the Ember Spirit eventually. Really taking care of these camps, wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big stack, actually. It'd be huge to steal that. Kind of curious why Spectre this game is going for Wraith bans. Obviously, it's not necessarily the same player, but a lot of cores and carries have been just skipping Wraith bans in their early games. Maybe because there are a lot of right click sources on the enemy team, so the extra armor is pretty nice against Ember Spirit, against Lifestealer. Maybe that's why it feels justified with the Wraith bans. But these small, like subtle differences, I find really interesting.
That's a dead Excel. Cut down. Tree babies are also getting wailed away on, and they okay, they did take the stacks because they have some really good stack takers on the side of Thunder Predator.
Yeah, it does look like SF did that. They put the ward there. I think the Earthshaker did. We saw that happen earlier. Chasing this to get out from Jay-Z here.
Do they have the Icarus? I think he already used it. Yeah, he's down.
Yep.
No mana left over here, and they have a haste rune over onto Leo Style. He's gonna try to play around a little bit. Does have Michael nearby. Faker's not looking too good here, though. He's gonna get taken down by Leo Style. They're trying to block Michael from being able to roll on out. Matthew is here. He's looking for the fissures. There's the roll. They don't manage to quite snag him. Just a little bit too fast.
I actually can't believe he has silence here. It's really surprising to have it at level 3. He still wants it. Dude, Leo Style playing really good.
And he's very good on this hero. It's fun too because you don't see a lot of Shadow Fiends anymore. It used to be the premier 1v1 mid sort of hero, like way back in the day. So it is fun to see him show off a little bit and get the chance. Faker though needs to be careful. He's gonna get held in place. There's the Infest coming out from Pakaz. They want to just get him, but he's just hiding in this waterfall. But you can't hide from Faker, not with that sleight. He'll get the kill.
The funny thing is that he actually would have been better off just TPing away. It seems like would have been able to sit in the middle of nowhere. Estelle, still dead, yeah.
Leo Style still gets the kill.
So Shadow Fiend hasn't really been the premier mid laner since, well, he's been off and on, but once the Yule's build got discovered, I saw Sumail using it, one of the first people to popularize it, at least in the pro scene. After the Yule's build for Shadow Fiend, where he'd get one shots and stuff like that, and that got nerfed a little bit. He's been kind of wishy-washy. Sometimes has been effective, but other times just hasn't really been like the classic right clicker with spell casting that he used to be.
I think the only other team that I see in SA do that is generally Chris Luck, and he has not had success with it. Jay-Z does have the Icarus dive. He's got the Sunrise, gonna try to put himself up to the top, TP out, but Matthew finds a kill on Pakaz in the top lane while this is all going down. Bottom tower should get taken out though.
They used Requiem. They used Requiem to do a fear, and then they probably did Lasso, and they did a Fissure to finish him off. Ooh. So nice little gank option there.
Faker snapping up that double damage rune. It's a great rune for him to make some plays, make some ganks. But Leosta has been pretty untouched, it feels, this game.
Yeah. And getting this many kills is a huge advantage too, because being ahead on Shadow Fiend is really great. All these extra levels mean really strong right click, really good nukes. Better chance of staying alive too when you end up being a little squishy. Having the Faded Brooch is excellent on his hero too. Look at that damage.
So much.
All right, and now the Yules is complete. He can use that to protect himself. He can Yules himself if they get open wounds. He can use it to set up a Requiem on somebody. Dispel Surge, Dispel Iron Shell, but they're going to pressure him now. Let's see if the Yules can save him.
They have to. There's the... No, he uses it over aggressively. Silence, wall gets dropped, and that's a dead Leo Style. I was about to say, it's very rare that you'll see Leo Style use things super defensively. Typically, he's very, very aggressive, and it comes back to bite him a lot of the times. Yeah. But he does have that.
He kind of had to do it there.
In that case, yes. I mean, there might have been something else that he could have done, but there's a nice Fissure coming out, bounces right back there over onto Michael. Gonna just take a bath, and all that Firefly egg comes out though. Excel is not gonna be able to go and hit it, so this should be a good Phoenix ultimate. Daisy popping back out again. They've collected 2 kills on the side of Thunder Predator. They've got to be pretty happy about that. It is just the supports.
So, and it wasn't just, there was a DD on the Ember Spirit, for example, so when he goes in, like, he's got to Yules him to reduce that damage output. But interestingly, the Ember Spirit has no points in Flame Guard, actually. It's usually another way that Yules ends up being more effective. All maxing out Slaying Chains here. Helps set up initiation for his team. And they do want to go on SF, but they need one more Slight Chains.
Roll on in. Trying to push him back. Again, jump forward. The silence over onto the Phoenix. Leo Styles here. Icarus dive. Starts gearing up for that Requiem. Turns back around. Starts putting out the damage over onto Bakaz. The good fissure slowing him down, but the lasso comes out. They drag him right back in.
Perfect play there. Buying time. Rage gets wasted basically, and then they get to follow him up with more disables to pick him off. He's hoping to get a snipe off on the Phoenix here, but Phoenix is going to heal up. Leo Styles is doing such a good job just being a powerhouse. But this is one of the advantages of having of being against this like great Iron Shell lineup on the Infamous side. He's got a Shadow Fiend, which is a ranged hero that does great magic burst damage, so he can feel more comfortable knowing that he's far away from these guys if they aren't the best gap closers. And they're decent, especially on Ember, but they aren't the best. So Shadow Fiend actually just out damages all of these guys for probably a decent bit of time here.
Excel? I think Excel's dead here.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on to the fissure, yep, just in case he tries to TP out, but as he collects, they realize that they have a ward over here. It should get dewarded very quickly, and 100 gold go over to the Phoenix.
Nicely done. Because Prophet was there, they probably expected him to have teleported. I'm not sure why he stayed so long. Maybe he didn't have a TP available, but SF in trouble.
Hold on in. Yules providing him a little bit more time. They'll drop the wall. Leo Style trying to just TP out.
Sick
Looks
TP.
like he's going to be able to do it. Still chasing after Matthew here, Frank, though, with the bounce back. The roll forward coming out from Michaels. They're chasing after Matthew. Matthew throws down the fissure. He's still going to fall. Frank trying to find the angle just to get away. MJZ is taken down on the back lines by Faker. Looks like Frank's still alive. MNZ needing to be careful here too. Michael takes so much damage. Leo Styles here. Starts putting out more hits. Can they get the final hit over here onto Faker? Bakaz on the back line. Man fighting here with MNZ and Leo Style. Do they have anything to cancel it out? No, look at that. He just hops in the car, pops right back out again to enter the safety of his own tower.
All right, pretty good fight for Infamous. They did a good job balancing everything. Armlet Lifestealer, don't see it too often, but it is quite effective, especially against an SF where they have a little bit of minus armor. They'll be decently strong at taking fights. I got killed on the back of the fight in that engagement, but BKB is what Shadow Fiend's going to buy next. I actually like this build a lot better personally. A lot of Shadow Fiends would go like Yules. They would go for a Blink Dagger afterwards. Oftentimes, they would even skip Power Treads, knowing like, oh, if I get a Blink Dagger faster though, I can start getting solo kills. But the problem with that build is that like it leaves you so squishy that if you ever get caught, you just end up dying. So I like that he's been a bit careful here.
I think Frank makes it out here.
Really identifying what Infamous is lacking is definitely one of the big negatives of a Darkseer type lineup, is that a lot of your heroes might have good gap close, but they don't always have stuns.
Stuns definitely are important. MNZ though, fighting over here for the 50-minute run. The kickback from Michael is going to be able to secure it. Faker is here though. They need to be careful. Phoenix on the back line gets rooted up. The roll forward coming out from Michael. He's getting chased after by MNZ. And it looks like Faker doesn't have anything to really help him. So we'll watch him die. There's another swoop on in with the Icarus dive. Sunray comes out too. It's Excel. And he's not going to be able to hide in those trees. MNZ has his number. Finding a little bit more over here though. Have to be a bit careful. Faker. Drums are going to get popped. He's going to try to run away. And it looks like they're not going to bother chasing after him. Not right now.
Dude, Spectre is owning this game. Having Midas at this point, all these Wraith bands, he's really good at fighting. Great attack speed. Really effective at chasing these heroes.
Oh,
is he gonna lasso? Almost.
I thought we were gonna see it. There's the haunt coming out though. They'll speed up Faker. Frank wants to get the grab back. He goes right back in. He gets the lasso. He's gonna get body blocked here by Michael. They go and they drop the wall. They're still going to end up losing Faker. Matthew taking away, so is Frank. There's just so much damage. Goes up with the Echo Slam though. Tries to put as much damage as he can. The Sunray keeps him alive just a little bit longer, but they don't have any follow-up. They don't have enough going on here. Frank trying to run away because he's just too fast. The Wrath of Nature comes out from Excel. That position 5 Nature's Prophet paying off.
Felt really good at the end there. He can't egg at any point when he dives. He would have had to egg like instantly upon diving out, but like he knows that if Lifestealer gets close, he gets cleared up really easy. But basically Thunder Predator half committed. They used the haunt. It would have been great if the lasso was able to catch the Lifestealer, but it wasn't. He got interrupted, and as a result, the haunt gets wasted. Spectre ends up going back top, thinking that nothing's going to happen, and then it was a great fight for Infamous to commit to. So almost BKB for Shadow Fiends, that he won't be too worried about getting killed at the start of team fights. It's going to stop any like Searing Chains shenanigans as well.
Has he died yet? I don't think Leo Styles died yet.
Yes.
No, he did once.
He has.
The one time, right?
When they 3-man ganked him mid, yeah.
Right.
MNZ still farming really quickly with the Midas. I do kind of like the Midas Spectre build. It does help him to be more effective, like all this extra attack speed on his hero. Like especially if he has dive advantages against all these heroes like Nature's Prophet, just having all this overwhelming attack speed with the Wraith Bands makes his kill opportunities so much better. So even though he isn't able to get like his Manta style as quickly, it just feels like Spectre is more valuable as a hero when he can actually do something in the early game. And maybe it's just the circumstances of the game, but I gotta say that like I'm not liking the no Wraith Band kind of rushes that Spectres have been going. Just doesn't feel like they do anything until like the mid game at least.
Definitely, if you could be more effective during the early game, you get that advantage. Definitely take it. The roll in over on Matthew. It's an infest bomb. He's gonna pop out immediately. Know that they don't have to worry about that Echo Slam, so he's gonna get taken down. Leo's found now, trying to run away. They've got the Sunray, trying to heal him up. He's gonna go back in for the Requiem of Souls. Starts winding up, but he's gonna just get kicked right back down again here. Michael
Great
with
egg.
the Magnetize. Leo's style trying everything he can to try to stay alive. The egg goes up on the back lines, but there's nobody there. They've already run away.
It was a really good try with the Requiem there. Would have probably killed the Earth Spirit and give them some ground, but he just should have ran. Vacuum there interrupted it and just put him way too out of position.
Roll in from Michael. Gonna get some of these flame spirits on him, so be a bit slow. Last one gets found though, and the haunt comes out from MNZ as they're gonna drag Lifestealer all the way back. They stun him up and they just clean up over on the side. Thunder Predator now. Papita forced to run away. Doesn't have that surge up. Does have the vacuum. He could try to turn around, but this is looking like he's dead either way. Has the mech though. He's got the bit of a surge. He needs a little bit more. Nope, not gonna be able to do it. Cannot outrun the 4 heroes here on Thunder Predator.
Good chain stones on the Lifestealer to guarantee his death. But once again, Spectre shows up in these fights and his really high attack speed is seriously impressive. Look at that. Power Treads, Midas, 2 Wraith Bands, into Yasha. Dude is ready to right click. Having all these levels now too. He's got 3 points in Desolate. Actually really strong at fighting.
Clearly evidenced by the way that they have been using these engagements. So really nice plays coming out from Frank with his Bat Rider, identifying each time that you want to grab up the Lifestealer, drag him right back, and of course with the Haunt, it just makes Spectre everywhere that she wants to be.
Yeah.
So another Infest Bomb though.
Yeah, the Infest Bomb's really effective so far. I don't know if they're going to be able to grab Thunder Predator without a smoke, but another thing that could just be going Spectre's way this game is that there's just very few disables on the Infamous side.
True.
Makes it a lot easier for Spectre to jump on people and not be stopped when she goes for those medals.
Couple of pings come out. So roll in over onto Leo style. And he will just evaporate. There's too many heroes there immediately. Icarus diving out. And a good gank pulled off by the side of Infamous. Oh, but MNZ finds a kill on Excel, and we get a kill on Michael. So they took down Leo style, but they found a couple more kills in the size of the support. Faker on his way, though. Frank, sitting invisible, is leaving a fiery trail behind, though, so perhaps not as sneaky as he seems to think. Did pick up that Ring of Aquila.
Shadowfiend's having trouble not just dying too quickly still, even with all those items. Did he have BKB in that last fight, actually? Was that a chain stun? Yeah, he did.
He did?
He did have
okay.
it, but he got chain stunned. There's really not that much stun at all on the Infamous side, but he probably thought he was semi-fine, and then the Rolling Boulder hit him and it stunned him for a second, which was enough to burst him down.
So have they hit the point of the game where they need to just stay around Leo style for the most part? Because MNZ at least has a way to kind of get out, but Leo style's lacking in that sense.
He's got it now with the BKB, so that was just kind of like a freak incident of him dying really quickly. And that's why they're taking Roche here. They're pretty confident that they're not going to be able to get stopped. Aegis on Spectre. He's got 1 ultimate orb towards his Scotty. Once he finishes that, they've got even more slow against the enemy lineup. Most importantly, the Lifestealer. So they're going to start pushing again. He's still very strong at fighting.
See the Bat Rider. They know that he's the one that usually is locking down Picasso. Sunray, try and keep him alive. They've got that mech, but it's not enough. We'll take down the Bat Rider. Rest of the team trying to just run away. But they have the BKB over on Leo Stan. He wants to take this fight. They've got the egg too. The fear just pushing him right back in over here onto the egg. Plus the haunt. Picasso doing everything he can to try to stay alive. But the egg, it pops. It goes and it stuns up everyone. Now Pepita running low. It's like they're on the hunt of the back lines. They weren't quite able to grab Excel, but they used that Midas. So efficient.
Leo style owned that fight so hard. That was so sick what he did. He went for the Yule's BKB. He knew that he wasn't necessarily going to kill the Lifestealer, but he feared him in the direction of the egg. That way, when the fear is over, there was no solution for Lifestealer. He was going to be stunned, even if he used Ensnare, or even if he used Rage there. So really cool team fight there for Thunder Predator.
Excellent positioning for sure.
Yeah.
Well, on the bright side, for the side of Infamous, a lot of the big ultimates are down. They don't have to worry about Phoenix Egg. They don't have to worry about Spectre Haunt.
He's rushing side the Vice.
They realize that they need lockdown.
Yeah, I guess so. And it's one way to gank really easy when you can teleport globally and start every fight with a Hex. So that's one way that they can get these big pickoffs. Normally it's an Orchid. Hex is a lot more expensive and it doesn't have a good buildup in comparison. But when it's finished, it's going to be really nice.
I like this, though. I do like the Blink Dagger picked up on Leo style. It's going to give him better positioning. Not to say that his positioning hasn't been great, but it gives him a little bit more ways to be defensive and offensive, right? Depending on the vision.
The blind shell, they're really scared to get contested here against the Batrider. They had a good fight against the Batrider at the start of the engagement, since he did get caught out of position. But he's got a blink and a force here, so it won't be easy. Side device is ready. They're getting ready to smoke or initiate. Doesn't look like they have a smoke, actually. They're going to have to do it the old school way.
They're just going to run in.
Just zooming in. We move up on the cam. There we go. Smoke on the Thunder Predator side. See who breaks on smoke first.
Right on top.
They're waiting to see if somebody contests Spectre.
Okay, the first one in. There it is. The last of the drag back over onto Faker. They drop the wall, but they're too far out. A Lifestealer bomb pops out, but there it is. Leo style coming in with the BKB with that fear on the back lines. You've got two of the supports trying to run away, but we got to focus over on the side where Leo style is trying to just get out all this damage. MNZ just hunting down Pakas, but they just don't have that catch except for the Yules, and they'll find it. We'll slow him down. The Icarus side, the bounce back, and that is a very dead Lifestealer. So Faker gets immediately taken out of that fight. They follow up with the supports and finish up with safe lane core. Scotty's completed. It's a good fight.
Such good positioning. Yeah, it was so good. Like they're sitting 4 there by the outpost all together so that nobody breaks separately. The only person that was by himself was Batrider. And as soon as Batrider's smoke broke, he was going to jump on somebody. And also they were helping give vision to the Batrider. Batrider has really crappy day vision compared to most heroes. So everybody standing separate from him was pretty effective to give him a little bit better vantage point while Spectre hit the tower. And the nice part was Infamous has no idea where Thunder Predator is standing. It could have been a solo Spectre, you know? It was a bit of a mix of a bait.
Haunt gets used, the roll in. They've used the scythe up over on the side. Looks like they'll probably be able to take down Matthew. They'll follow up and take down Frank. MNZ, though, he's very powerful. Pepita dropping the wall, but MNZ just chasing after him over here on the side. They're able to take down MJZ. Pepita, he's still alive. He's going to try to bottle up. They want the Spectre. She's got the dagger. She puts down to low ground. They try to get the slide off. The roll coming out, and that might be a little bit too far, Michael. But nope, they have the teleport coming out from Excel. That's gonna be the Aegis. Buyback comes out. They want to fight this. They're coming out in mass. Infamous, I believe you need to back off right now. They're coming in hot. Yeah, look at that. They hitch a ride to Michael, and they say, all right, we forced 2 buybacks. Let's chill.
Decently done. They definitely got some support kills and important things like that, but good to pick up the Spectre, I guess. Even though they didn't win by that much. I mean, it's still a close game. 4K advantage is not that much for Thunder Predator. And Lifestealer is accelerating on items, but like he's so far behind where the Spectre is.
Oh, Excel.
He's gonna have to BKB for this. Yeah.
No, they have the fissure too. It's looking like a dead Excel. Pepita?
Just a vacuum to show him what's up, you know?
Yeah,
normal stuff.
Just asserting dominance. Showing he's not afraid.
Spectre Illusion is pretty good. It's one nice thing that Infamous have going for them, but once he gets Butterfly, like the Illusion is strong, but it's not nearly as strong as the main Spectre because of the Scotty slow, so maybe it won't be the most effective thing. Well, 3000 HP, 27 armor. He's a great hero to match up against Lifestealer.
He's looking quite large and in charge.
Yeah.
Some protection going on the cliff side here. Michael making sure that they can't just waltz on up. MNZ sitting on the low ground though. There's a lot of heroes here. They're considering taking this fight. They do have the vision. There's a drag back. Lost the BKB. They're gonna wind up and he just pops. Faker is no longer there. Double kill now for Leo Style as they go and take down Michael. And the hunt is on. Do they keep chasing though? No, looks like they're very satisfied with that. Even had the haunt pop out here from MNZ. So they'll pay attention to this bottom tower and perhaps remove it from the map.
This is the nicest thing for Thunder Predator strategy wise is like it's just really hard for Infamous to predict where the other 4 heroes are. They know where Spectre is because he's constantly pushing waves, but it's very difficult to engage on him based on how much armor and survivability he has. And then the other 4 heroes can basically just either be on the opposite side of the map together smoked, or if they want to, they can play around where Spectre is. Because normally what you do is you leave Spectre in the middle of nowhere, the enemy takes a fight, and then you haunt in. But I guess they had to play there because Haunt was on cooldown, I suppose. But really nicely done by Leo Style especially. Jumps in, instantly BKBs, channels his ulti. He learned from the last fight where he got silenced pre-BK or pre-ulti. And they just win an easy grab. So they're going to try to get kills on Infamous side with Infest kills. He's been popping a lot of blade mills. That don't make sense to me.
Maybe
let's see if they can get a grab.
Them. I don't know. Look how fast Michael is. Just clears half the map. MNZ's here.
This is really good.
It's a good roll-in. Infest popping out. They've got the sheep stick over here on Excel. They even dropped the wall. They're using everything to take down MNZ, and they be able to get it, but there's a lot dedicated to him.
They can kill him 5v1, that's for sure. Butterfly would have helped a lot. Doesn't have buyback though, so we'll see if Thunder Predator tries to defend this. It's kind of crazy to do so though.
Immediately blinking away. Frank though is going to get rooted into place. The rolling coming out from Michael. He's trying to go over the cliff side, but they have the vision on him, and they slide him up.
This Hex has been a really good pickup here. They spot Leo Style
they see
very
Leo Style.
briefly. I think they saw him. I might be wrong because of night vision, but okay. They're trying to get a pickup kill on the back line here.
Radiant structures are fortified.
We have the Echo Slam available. Leo Style's still alive. No Frank though, and no MNZ.
It's not worth trying with 2 dead heroes for this long. It's dangerous.
Oh, look at MJZ. He's like, oh no, my trees.
Yeah.
Gonna Sunray out. Doesn't want anything to do with that.
It's way too scary against Surge and Earth Spirit. They could easily get caught there. With 2 heroes down with no buybacks, it'd be a really bad moment. Losing tier 1 is not that big of a deal. It's going to make it slightly harder to contest Roshan potentially, but not by that much. That poor Midas ready to be used this whole time. All right, so Spectre gonna finish Butterfly soon. Once she finishes Butterfly, her ability to die is gonna go way down once she gets all this evasion. That'll be pretty nice.
The ward coming out as well. I feel like Roshan is going to be the next big objective that both teams are going to want to get. And we do have the BKB gets picked up on Faker, so that'll be a lot better for him. He's not going to be able to get blown up quite as easily or locked down. Still do have to be careful. There's a lot of physical damage coming out from the side of Thunder Predator, but gives him a little bit more survivability. And with Pepita having that Lotus Orb, that helps quite a bit as well.
Yeah, most importantly, like he doesn't have to worry about SF ulti just interrupting his whole fight, because being feared for a couple seconds would just be a little bit too catastrophic to have to play through. Big pickup for Earth Spirit as well. Grabs his eggs, so he can start saving whoever gets lassoed. He's been trying to follow up on whoever gets lassoed by disabling the Bat Rider and preventing escape, but now he's got the best solution. Rolls in, turns him into a stone. Now they're safe. So he's got a great counter initiation right now that could make these fights easier. With BKB also on Ember Spirit, the follow-up easy stuff that they do with Lasso, Blink, SF, ulti, it's not going to be as easy to execute. But they're still going to take Roche really fast.
They also have a side device that just got picked from Leo Style. There's even more lockdown now coming out from Thunder Predator. This definitely looks better for Infamous with the items that have been picked up, especially, you know, like the BKBs, the saves, but still going to be very difficult for them, I think, to come out on top on these fights. Unless they get pickoffs like this. This is a great pickup of the Force Staff, though. Not going to be able to save Matthew. He tried. It's going to be the chase going on. They want Frank. How fast they're moving. Pakaz turns around. He's got the lasso. He's going to just try to hold him in place a little bit longer. Good flame break. Just try to TP in, but they can't do it fast enough. That's here, though. He's got the blink dagger. He sees Baker. He's going to try to just get it off in time. He's not going to be able to because he's got his own BKB, and the roll comes out again. They'll grab up the Shadow Fiend. That egg just a little bit too far off the mark. Now MNZ all alone here. He's gonna try to fight through, tries to get the kill on Michael. Michael just gonna be able to roll right on out again. They're just on the Spectre, trying to take back from the Sunrail. Turn around, try to fight with Excel. There's only so much that MJZ can do here. The Hex comes out again over onto MNZ. This is looking like he's going to be dead. Aegis, first time down. I don't know if he's gonna be able to get out of this though. Roll, time, just perfectly. Spectre throws out the dagger, trying to just run away, but the vacuum right back in again from Papita. This is not looking good for the Spectre. He's trying to hide in the trees, and he's just not going to be able to mill the roll in. They have the trees, they cut him down. The Hex and the final hit coming out from Faker. That's a team wipe with no buyback except for the Phoenix.
Oh, what a bad team fight there for Thunder Predator. Everybody gets split up at the start of it, and most importantly, the SF tries to go for this cool combo, but BKB was ready on Ember, so as soon as he yules him and pops BKB, I know that fight is going to go bad. The Ember Spirit just pops BKB, the Earth Spirit just protects himself with his Ags. Oh man,
he was wound
like
up. It's okay, Frank's here. Frank's here. Excel's no way he makes it out.
Still gets
does
him
buy
in.
out.
He was gonna do a ranged fissure into a blink enchant totem, but still does get him. And now everybody's just kind of alive. So it looked they did lose bot racks though. But definitely a bad fight for Thunder Predator. They've got to start it with some chain disable. They burned Haunt to protect the Roshan because they didn't really know where Infamous was at the time, but losing the Aegis like that for almost nothing, and then also dying afterwards is not a good place. And now there's an MKB on Lifestealer too, so now killing Spectre is not going to feel like a giant mountain.
Definitely looks good. It was a less than 1K net worth lead going towards Infamous, but it's shifting. It's definitely becoming really anyone's game.
Yeah,
so
definitely true.
With that Roche down, I think people will probably play a little bit more conservatively unless they can find a really good pickoff. But I think, oh, this is nice too. They find a double damage rune. Michael's just gonna pick it up. He realizes that the rest of the enemy team is on their way, so doesn't want to mess around with it.
It's the right choice. Really nice Lifestealer item, neutral item actually. Got the shard.
Okay, they wanted this kill. They'll grab up Michael, drag him back into the Sunray.
That Hex that Shadow Fiend's picked up is actually so good here, because it gives them any guaranteed disable follow-up without needing Earthshaker. And Shadow Fiend is so mobile with Blink and Yules, and also the Quickening Charm, that he can just always follow up on whatever comes out of Batrider. They only got one kill and they did use Haunt, so that part's a little bit rough. And MNZ definitely looked a little impotent in the last fight, but going Basher I think is a good choice. Because he's got good chase, he's got good HP, he's got good survivability, but he doesn't really have that much single target damage right now, outside of people that are by themselves. So grabbing a Basher or an Abyssal is going to help him secure some of these like Prophet or Earth Spirit kills when they fight.
Now, just a little bit faster. Faker doesn't want to have to deal with it, being pretty much alone over there. Yeah, I like the idea of the Abyssal Blade, because I think, you know, now that they have the BKB picked up over on Faker, these fights become more difficult for Leo Style to kind of do the mass amount of damage that he was doing before on his own. So being able to just hop on someone when they're BKB'd and take them out of the equation is very nice. Look at these, just immediately turn around. He has the sheep stick first, the force up. Oh my goodness. Poor Excel.
It's a bad time when you put a sentry down and you're like, oh shit, they already have a warrior. And you're like,
oh.
Yeah.
Alright, well, we've got a smoke. MNZ throwing out a dagger. Michael just
now that's how you surf.
Roll it out. With style, man.
Yep.
It looks like they'll just back away. Matthew
Looking for
and
grabs,
Frank.
though.
Yep. No ward over
They have a
there,
gem.
but
Everyone's sitting very far back without their side of the vice in this fight. Good luck having a good engagement, basically. Ember Spirit's still suffering on net worth a lot too. Did you say Basher? Was it for Lifestealer or?
No, it's for Spectre. Spectre has it now.
Okay, gotcha.
She just completed it. Coming out on the courier, I have a feeling. Yep. That's
He's
a weird looking
been playing-
courier.
It is. He's been playing a little greedy actually. He's consistently not having buyback ready on spec. But with that said, he is ahead on
playing
net worth.
greedy. That's like the name, his middle name.
Putting his Midas in his backpack too to save on the cheese. But cheese is so good on Spectre. So it makes a lot of sense. Illusion Escape. Ooh. That's a pretty damn good Spectre item. I only wish he had Radiance a bit, but making his illusion stronger is excellent. It's already got Manta.
Look, he's being very greedy as it
is.
is Purge. We can't have him be even more greedy at this point.
That's probably true. Leveler, a wonderful lifestealer item. But with that said, the shard is also really good status resistance and magic resistance, but you can't give up Leveler. There's no way. Attack speed on lifestealer is really good. Prince's Knife, not bad either. Gives could be putting on Nature's Prophet maybe.
Give him some more
Spider
options for
I love
lockdown.
seeing these tier 4 items. Honestly, it's really fun at stages in the game like this, but it's still very close. It's cool to see what they drop.
Shadow Blade over on the Earthshaker's had that for a little while now. Haven't seen any like super awesome Echo Slams just yet from Matthew, but has been very helpful in these fights. Get another Princess Knife picked up, and I think I just saw the Basher was completed for the Lifestealer too.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, there it is. All right.
Abyssal
Another
Blade,
life.
definitely an item you buy out for on Spectre.
Life
looks bad,
bomb
though.
jumping over on MNZ. Excel was nearby. It's gonna be just like they drop the wall, eats up the cheese. Gonna need some help though. It's 5 people just chasing after MNZ, and they're still not able to take him down. He just keeps dodging in and out of these fights. Can he get out in time? No, he's finally gonna get slain by Faker. Phoenix was trying to help out, but he's also going to die. That was actually a little bit ridiculous to consider the fact it took 5 heroes that long to kill Spectre.
It did. I mean, he had cheese, of course, but like he's on the enemy side of the map, and they basically chain stunned him all the way to no life. They almost got him, but he was able to cheese and Manta there, which made it a little bit harder. Well, between Basher and Vacuum and Rolling Boulders and Scythe, they had enough stun. The
That's all
Scythe
they
was such a
needed.
smart pickup.
They've got
Got
Pi
buyback now,
back.
though.
Both of them do. I think they'd rather prefer. They might end up just losing a tower, but I don't. I think with Phoenix being up at about 14 seconds. Okay, all right, the jump in immediately. They pop the Lincolns. They just absolutely blow up a castle. There's no fear anymore. They're going right in. There's the Echo Slam right in the middle of 3 of these different heroes. Michael taking too much damage. He's gonna try to buy a little bit more time. Matthew, the drag back though, does have that invis, and he's just right in the line of fire as Faker goes in with another remnant. There's gonna be the BKB getting popped. They don't have anything to cancel it out though. Over on the side of Thunder Predator. The rest of them just run away. They drop wards. They want to see if they can get the catch onto Papita, but they have nothing to hold him into place.
Like Infamous tried to do something cheeky there with the lifesteal and high ground. They waited a little bit. They threw Lotus Orb on, hoping that was the exact moment that Bat Rider goes in. But they threw the Lincolns on him a little bit too early, because when you see Lincolns and Lotus Orb on him, you're already waiting for Lotus Orb to run out, and as soon as it does, you're going to jump in. Bat Rider's going to break the Lincolns with force. You could probably blame Lifestealer for not raging. That's definitely one thing. Because if he gets rage off as the Bat Rider blinks in, then at least you don't take heaps of damage there from the Shadow Fiend ulti. So maybe a bit too greedy there by Infamous, but definitely a mistake by Lifestealer not to get the rage off.
This game has just been necking. This is so much fun to watch. All right, yeah, so Lincoln gets popped, the drag back. They just absolutely obliterate him. Slam looks really nice here, catches 2 of them. Michael buys a little bit more time. It's a good vacuum back, but look, he's gonna feel so bad if you're Earthshaker, right? Because you're just right in that line. You're invisible. There's no way. I guess they did have the sentry, so they probably made an educated guess on that, but they have the gem still. This is gonna be a dead Excel. The Abyssal Blade is completed now for Spectre, which is actually huge. Roll in though, and nothing. Oh, he sidesteps, but again, the silence. They disrupt everything over here on MNZ, but the Abyssal comes out. They're just gonna try to chip away on Michael. They get the kill. And over on the side, Leo Style joining the fight. The fear comes out. They hold him into place. They get the kill on Papita. And the rest must have to run.
They made so many illusions. That was what changed there in this fight for Spectre, was that as he got initiated on, he gets Haunt off, he pops Manta, and he Illusion Escape. I think there was even a Hex that went onto a Spectre that wasn't him. So, like, perfect fight there for MNZ. And it was impressive seeing the difference damage-wise.
You have to have Leostar go home though and push out these waves, but MNZ's doing so much damage. He's got good protectors around him too. I think you're okay with this. Maybe you can force some buybacks. You've got the Abyssal Blade up and running. It's gonna be difficult for them to push him away. They'll have the Echo Slam too, so they have to be very careful.
He does have Lincolns though, so killing him is a little bit tough, but still a really good fight for Thunder Predator. AK gold advantage now coming out for them. Spectre queuing up a Bloodthorn next. Oh, there's an Ags. Ooh, who gets the Ags actually? Ooh, it's really good on Shadow Fiend.
Oh,
really good on
Earthshaker.
Earthshaker. It's really good on Phoenix too.
Yeah.
Okay, they give the Spectre. So this gives him the I don't remember what it's called.
It's a haunt.
exactly.
It's an extra haunt ability. Can we mouse over that, please, Observer?
Shadow Step, of course. Haunt damage. Okay, so it does bonus damage because he's already got 25 with the haunt damage, and he's going to be able to. And he's got the Illusionist Cape on top of that, so it's like just a ridiculous amount of damage. But 35-second cooldown that he can go anywhere globally. And here he goes. He's going to maybe go bottom. No, it looks like he used it. It got hexed instantly there. Really cool by Estelle there. As soon as it got made, he hexes it. It gets killed, and then Spectre can't show up to that fight.
Michael hunting with this Lifestealer bomb.
It just like continues to be an amazing pickup.
Yeah. Like they're all playing very carefully though on the side of Thunder Predator, realizing with that pick off they have to be super careful. They need Matthew to be involved, but MNZ doing the best that he can. Look, oh my god.
He's looking.
In comes Michael. He knows. Roll in. Rolls a little bit too far. Like, okay, yeah, cool. What's up? Well, you know.
Spec did sell his Midas, by the way, anticipating the Orchid pickup after his Aegis runs out.
Mm-hmm.
The one downside to the Ag's Blessing there in Spec's position is that his buyback is going to go up in cost. Not that he keeps it, but his buyback would be expensive. A 30 armor. It's in such a good spot.
Still just constantly pushing out that bottom wave has been very difficult for Thunder Predator to have to deal with. Seems like every time Leostar has to TP home.
They just don't have very good pushers outside of Batrider is pretty good, Shadow Fiend is pretty good, but Spectre's like okay at it. He's like good but not incredible.
I feel like you could set up for something so easily here though too, because you know that they constantly are going to have to be pushing out the waves, right? Because they keep having the Nature's Prophet go down, and you could just set up. But it looks like maybe Thunder Predator, wise to the plan, are protecting on the side, trying to make sure that nobody's trying to cross over, try to get Spectre. They'll do a little bit of an invasion.
Seeing if they can grab anybody here.
Look at those couriers just hanging out, waiting for the next big item.
It's the safe place to be on those cliffs. Yep. It is really nice having eggs on the Spectre though, because it just gives them. They just know that basically no matter what, Spectre never has to be with their allies. The only downside is if he's the one that gets ganked, obviously. But with the Shadow Step and this much mana, I mean, he's got 1,500 mana pool. He always be ready to go.
It's insane.
And if he has vision of somebody, he can maybe even get a solo kill too with his Abyssal Blade.
Does have to be careful though. The Abyssal Blade got picked up for the Lifestealer just recently, so he can't try to make plays on that. Another Lifestealer bomb. This is the fastest thingy ever. And there it is. The MNZ, he haunts right on in. He's going to turn his attention now over to Excel. Knows that he's got the lockdown. He's going to take him down. Lifestyle buying back. Wants to be a part of this fight. So let's look to travel. Matthew getting into position. Michael's got the BKB up. The slide of Bash comes out. The chase is on though. Can they grab them is the question. They're trying to get a bounce back. We'll be able to go grab up Papita, drag him back with this last. They've got the Sunray, be able to just keep him alive a little bit longer. Heal him up. It's a double kill now for MNZ, and he's still going. I'm hearing haunts left and right. Not able to quite get his hands on Michael. Look how low Michael is. Oh my goodness. It looks like he's actually going to survive this.
Oh, finds him with the napalm, but yeah. Good escape. Good fight, though. They kill Leo style with some nice chain stun and burst damage. He hexes the Ember or the Earth Spirit, but it wasn't enough. The Lifestealer just did way too much damage to him. And this is like one of those parts of the game where it would actually be pretty nice for Shadow Fiend to maybe have an armor item like a Shiva's Guard, but he doesn't really have the slots. You kind of need all those items that he's got carried with him here. E-blading himself first could have been really cool too, but he probably should have anticipated the Lifestealer realistically, but I don't know if he expected him to come out like that.
Matthew, the Echo Slam over on there. MNZ haunting right on in. And that's a dead Pakas.
Really good gank there. It looked like Earthshaker was genuinely solo there, but they all jumped in at the same time. Spectre instantly shows up, gets Abyssal Blade to follow up the stun.
Yeah, the Axe is actually such a good thing for MNZ.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
All right.
And Matthew not wasting any time for his chain stun either. There's a lot of stats resistance on Lifesteal. Like he had to do that triple stun here. From the back, Ember Spirit.
Lane? Where?
He came from behind.
Okay. Bloodthorn completed now for MNZ. He is a big, scary ghost.
He can solo kill almost anybody now.
Decent
Does
amount of
Lifesteal have a
damage from the Wrath of
solution
Mage.
against Silence? I don't know if he does.
That is the Aegis
Gonna make this
Reclaim,
hard.
though. But again, I don't know how they make these plays, right? MNZ just doesn't care. They're having some damage in their base, so if they want to do this, they better hurry up. Or they need to send someone back, because they do have Excel who can just TP on into the base if he wants to. Looks like they're going to try to finish up over here. Excel back here at the their own home base.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
They end up losing their
they
middle
lost it to
tower,
a
though.
core.
Yeah.
That's pretty rough. Okay.
Dire's bottom
The reason that one
barracks are
matters a lot
under
is because now your tower damage is halved. So when creeps do get in your base, it generally means they're just going to die way faster to anything that's kind of big. So a little scary, but not that big of a deal with their net worth advantage. They just need to hold buybacks, basically. Shadow Fiend would be on a dieback right now since he bought back in the last fight. So he's somebody to watch out for. If Leo Style gets out of position and gets killed, the game can end. But, almost
Axe
tags for
was that?
Batrider.
Oh, that's
Batrider.
Okay.
He's buying it. Yep. Lincoln Sphere is great for Leo Style. What item did he replace on the Shadow Fiend? Yule Scepter. Okay.
Okay.
Which is probably
Guess he's
worthwhile.
at that point. I hear a Lotus Orb. I
The Haunt.
Vector Illusions. A big
Oh.
Echo Slam comes out. They grab 3 of them, and there's just so much damage being dished. Looks like Michael barely gonna be able to get out of there, puts himself into stone, but over on the backlines, they've already used the Requiem. Egg's gonna come out. They'll find the kill on Papita. They've already taken down Faker. Faker buying back, though, as is Papita. They want this kill on because he's just hexed up. He can't do anything. The CC is too strong. He has no buyback. Sunray coming in, trying to heal up Faker. He's got the Blade Mail up. He's got the BKB. Minos doesn't seem to care, though. He's going to go right back and slice away at him. That illusion coming forward. They'll just hold him into place. The zip out is like, no! He gets right taken down by Matthew. God. Hex thrown out again. The E-Blade, the GT gets called. What a team fight for Thunder Predator.
That was a really fun game to watch, honestly. We got to see all these heroes look fun to play for once. It looked